back again to the Chill Spot Podcast.
It's us.
I'm Cam.
I'm Sam.
And I'm Cam.
And I'm Pam.
From The Office. Your favorite show. She never stops talking about it.
Nope. I even have a teapot.
In my house, somewhere.
Somewhere around here.
In general.
Just kicking around.
Welcome back to the Chill Spot Podcast. I'm dressed for the weather I want.
Yes.
Not for the weather that's outside.
Yes.
You know, I feel like you gotta speak these things into the air. What's the Twitter word? You gotta manifest?
Yeah.
Manifest things?
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah,
You're manifesting good weather.
I'm manifesting good weather, much like weather people do.
Yeah. It gets a new name every couple of years or so. You know, like back in like 2011, it was The Secret. You know that there was that book, The Secret. Have you ever heard of it?
I have never heard of that.
The Secret was a book that was basically like a self-help book that told you in a very long-winded way that if you visualized and said out loud what you wanted in life, you would get it.
Right.
That the secret to life
is speaking things aloud.
Speaking things into existence. I think that's where the term speaking into existence came from, was from The Secret, where like if you wanted something, you spoke it into existence.
Fascinating.
You said like, I want to learn how to horseback ride. I'm going to learn how to horseback ride. And then like once you say it out loud to yourself, you know, it'll get you to take steps to learning how to horseback ride.
You know, it's funny.
Of course, like people like doubters loved to be like, oh, so if I say like I'm gonna win the lottery, I'll win the lottery.
Well, no, that's completely fucking different.
Yeah,
that's you being an asshole.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because I think that's probably true. The person who wrote this book is likely more educated on the subject than I am. Mm-hmm. But something I've noticed in my life is that if you talk about wanting to do something, you actually decrease your chances of doing it. In terms of like, oh, like, I'm going to do this, like, I'm going to take these lessons, or like, you like talk about the small progress you've made. It makes you feel satisfied in that progress, and you don't feel like a drive to go forward. Well, that's what I found in my own experience. I found the exact opposite,
where if I say something out loud, or I write it down, or I talk about it with other people, then, you know, and luckily, like, I have a very supportive framework of people around me. Like, I get encouragement, and people, like, check in on me, and they say, like, hey, like, have you done this thing that you said that you wanted to do? And I'm like, oh, shoot, I feel a little called out. I better, you know, put that into action, you know? Yeah,
not my experience. But I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different strokes for different folks, right? Yeah.
Well, because it's really easy, like, especially because, like, it's really easy to get comfortable. Right? It's really easy, like, say if you're going to write an album, you know, and you make one song. You put all your effort into this one song, and you tell everyone the song you made, but it's going to be on the album you're making, right? But you're constantly talking about that one song. Like, you'll get complacent, or at least, like, you'll find that you're comfortable with the work you've done, and the drive will leave you. Or at least, like, this is sometimes experience that I see with people online, and it's definitely something I've experienced myself. Yeah.
I mean, I disagree. I talked about writing a play, and now I'm writing a play, and it exists, and it's real, and I have a responsibility to see it through.
Yeah.
And it's happening.
Well, Sam, you're better than everyone, and you know this.
I mean, I keep saying it, and nobody believes me, and I'm just over here achieving and getting better every day.
But yeah, that's why I'm a bit more like, that's why me in terms of my meticulousness, like I like to have a floor plan or like an outline, you know, in terms of like my projects that I work on.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to get bogged down on step 1, but if you have steps 1 to 10 laid out, you can just move on.
You can just move on. And that moves you on the path to greatness. And then that greatness gets you that thing that we all wish for.
Which is?
Recognition and acceptance.
Awards. Many awards.
Which is what we're talking about today.
Yeah, you like that? Woohoo!
We're getting better. We're getting better.
Oscar 2021 predictions. Here we go. The Oscars happened already.
Yeah.
And we didn't watch them.
Yeah. I certainly fell behind on my work. I was just like, man, I'm just so pissed off at celebrities these days with the pandemic. It's like, cool, you got to go to your fancy award shows still. I haven't seen my friends in months.
Right.
Nice that you can have your little industry hangouts with all of your colleagues and see people outside of your family. I'm sure you feel very refreshed and ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, my mom had to decide which of my dad's best friends can't come to his birthday party.
Yeah.
So enjoy the Oscars, I guess.
Really glad you got to go on a red carpet, Lizzo. Very happy for you. My life is in shambles, so congratulations. But in the past, I have been very interested in who wins awards because I feel like it dictates where certain industries are moving, particularly us being in the entertainment industry. I care about the entertainment awards. They're the most heavily covered, I feel. But I'm also just curious to see how the industry has grown and changed year after year after year.
Yeah.
I mostly find myself caring about the Oscars, though. What do you what award shows do you find yourself interested in?
I only ever really watch the Oscars. No one gives a shit about the Grammys.
Yes, people do.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. No, Cameron.
No. No one gives a fuck about the Grammys.
Performances at the Grammys are really well covered, and the red carpets and the who won album of the year, always matters.
I definitely think the awards I pay the least attention to is probably the television awards.
Like the Golden Globes and the Emmys.
Yeah. And it's for no particular reason. It's more than just I don't really watch a lot of TV. And if you don't know what's getting covered, you're not going to enjoy the show. It's it's entirely the reason why I didn't watch the Oscars this year.
Yeah.
Was because I didn't see any of the movies. And a lot of these movies, or I shouldn't say a lot of them, a few of these movies are available and I should just watch them. And I want to watch them, but I didn't because I got other things going on.
Yeah. I just feel like a lot of the buzz too. I think the only Oscar nominated movie that I saw get any sort of buzz was a little bit of Mank.
Oh yeah.
And then
Nomadland.
No, actually I saw nothing for Nomadland. Phenomenal
Minari?
Young Woman. What?
That was another name of the movie.
Oh, okay. No, Phenomenal Young Women or something like that.
I don't know, man.
A lot of people said that it was kind of weird, but good, but also still weird at the same time. So that got a lot of buzz on my personal social media feeds. But I was so tapped out of it this year. I think we all were. And I feel bad because the Oscars were a good year for women and women of color. And a lot of them getting sort of the awards they deserved. And I feel like it's going to get forgotten in history because of the pandemic. It sort of overshadows everything.
Yeah, man. I've heard the crop of movies this year are all really great. I've heard nothing but awesome things about everything. And you're right, it's been a very diverse group of people that have been nominated, and especially a group of people that won. So that's very exciting. But yeah, man, the Oscars, I think I read up that the Oscars had less than 10 million viewers.
Wow.
Yeah. And they had 25. They were already down last year at 25 million.
Well, and see, this is the thing too. My thing about award shows is that every industry has their version of an Oscar or a Grammy. Oh, yeah. Grammys are the top award in North America that you can receive for music.
The North American music industry, yes.
Yeah, it's the top reward that you can receive. The Oscars are the top reward that you can receive for movies in the film industry in North America. Every industry has their Oscars, has their Grammys. We just don't know about them. It's the fascination with celebrity culture that drives the Oscars to be so heavily covered and so widely known. But
absolutely.
Finance has their awards,
construction workers.
Construction workers have their awards.
My dad won an industry award for construction.
Yeah, totally. I mean, veterinarians have their awards that are like the Oscars, like every industry has their award.
Yeah.
It's just our fascination with celebrity culture that drives the interest. And I find myself struggling to care about celebrities in these times.
Yeah.
In these times, I find myself struggling to care about what fucking awards you get. Not saying you don't deserve them.
Of course not.
Everybody deserves to be recognized for going above and beyond in their respective fields. But I just the pageantry.
Right.
I don't care about the pageantry. I don't care.
Well, you know what it is, Sam? I think that there's a divide between what the Oscars is literally and what the Oscars is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Whereas because if the Oscars, like Sam just said, is just an industry award, right? They could not televise the Oscars and just have them behind closed doors. I mean, the Tonys aren't fucking televised.
The Tonys are televised.
Not since a couple of years ago.
Really?
Yeah, they don't televise the Tonys
Because I remember when Hamilton won, it was televised.
But that was 2016.
That was 2016.
Yeah, Hamilton's old, man. Hamilton is not new.
Hamilton was 3 years ago. What are you talking about?
That is not true.
What is time?
Hamilton. I didn't even think. Hamilton's at least the Hamilton craze was 2016,
Hamilton
2017.
came out like in like 2018.
That's not true.
But Lin-Manuel Miranda like just got popular like a couple months ago.
That is also not true.
But I just listened to Hamilton for the first time like a year ago.
I'm a Hamil fiend.
But what the hell, man?
This is like me seeing Kinky Boots for the first time in Toronto, being like, "This is gonna be the next big thing." It's like, yeah, it was 4 years ago when it was in New York. Time. What is it?
Oh no.
But like I was saying, the big thing with the awards is that I feel like a lot, or I should say, I don't know these people, right? But I feel like the people who go to awards want to treat the night like it is, which is a celebration of the industry and the artistry behind filmmaking. Specifically, we're talking about the Oscars, and it should be celebrated. That's something that should be celebrated. However, what the Oscars actually are in terms of their television program is a giant fucking commercial for these movies, right? And you know what? A lot of these movies are really great and deserve to have light shined on them. And actors who we all love and appreciate get uplifted, and so do the filmmakers, and of all levels, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like there's a lot of good there. However, it's so heavily commercialized at this point, and like you said, we're so disillusioned with celebrity culture, especially in 2020.
Because there's also the pageantry of like who's wearing what, and like who's some people make their like red carpet debuts as like a couple on the Oscars red carpet. It's like a pageant.
Well, exactly. You show up in a nice outfit and get your fucking picture taken. You might win an award or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And it's funny because I don't really blame the celebrities in this, honestly, because it's not like celebrities run the fucking Oscars, right?
They're also a part of the industry that the awards are for.
They show up and they play the game.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Like, I don't blame them.
You should go.
Yeah.
Like,
but it turns around and then it's like, everyone has a different opinion of who should win an Oscar, right?
Of course.
Especially of the nominees. So basically, no one's going to be 100% satisfied of anyone who's going to win, right? I mean, this year, Anthony Hopkins won an Oscar for his performance in The Father, which is apparently a fantastic movie, and I really want to see it. But however, Chadwick Boseman was nominated this year posthumously.
That's so weird to say still.
I know. Never quite going to get over that.
Yeah.
And everyone expected him to win because of what happened last year. And I think that the Oscars also maybe everyone thought that he was going to win, because I don't know if you heard about the Oscar order thing this year. So the 2021 Oscars, what they did is normally Best Picture is the final award, right?
Yes.
It was the third last award this time. They did Best Picture, Best Actor, or excuse me, Best Actress, and then Best Actor. And then they literally was like, Anthony Hopkins wins, good night, and then like the credits rolled. Like they literally just like cut the stream.
Interesting.
A lot of people are theorizing that like they knew people would be upset, so they just didn't want to. They like ripped the Band-Aid off.
Yeah. They just like slid it in.
Anthony Hopkins wasn't at the Oscars. He's like an 89-year-old man. Can't go to public places right now.
Yeah.
If he gets COVID, he's gonna die.
I also heard that like he was willing to like attend via Zoom, but they wouldn't allow it. Yeah. Because it would like ruin the aesthetic.
Well, Olivia Colman was apparently gonna go accept his Oscar for him because she was in The Father as well.
Okay.
Yeah. But they just didn't do it. I don't know what and again, I didn't watch the ceremony, right? I'm sure there's some nuances that I'm missing there, but like, it just kind of seems like, all right.
Yeah.
And the Oscar award goes to Anthony Hopkins. Good night.
And nothing for Chadwick Boseman. Bye.
Yeah, really.
Like, yeah.
I've heard he's great in that movie though. Miss Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. I mean, I expect nothing less from Chadwick. I also just feel like whenever an actor dies, I feel like the awards committees struggle with whether or not to give this person an award, because you want to be like, oh, well, they died. Like, it's like giving them an award is like acknowledging their contributions to the industry. And Chadwick Boseman obviously had great ones. But they struggle to be like, okay, are we giving this person an award because they're dead, or are we giving them this award because we genuinely feel like they gave the best performance out of everybody nominated? Do we really truly feel that way? And I feel like the emotions are so high after a celebrity as well loved as, I don't even want to say celebrity, an actor as well loved as Chadwick Boseman passes away. It's difficult because you did genuinely like them, and they did genuinely give excellent performances
Yeah.
over the course of their career. It's kind of like with Heath Ledger when he won his posthumous award for The Dark Knight. It's like, yeah, the Joker is iconic, but...
And that's an iconic performance, too.
Did he really... people, ever since, like after the hype kind of dies down over the award and all that stuff, people have asked, like, did he really need to get the Oscar for
I don't remember who was nominated that year.
I forget who else was nominated that year, but I've seen people ask the question, and I think that, the Oscars wanted to try and say, like, okay, like, we're not just going to give him an award because he died. We're not giving out dead people awards.
Well,
like,
yeah, because in my opinion, if the Oscars are going to be an award, like you win a little trophy, there has to be a level of objectivity to it, right?
Yeah.
It can't just, like, this is why I hate the Grammys, because it's literally just a fucking popularity contest. Like, I feel like they lack objectivity. And it's more just about, like, well, this person's record sold more than the other person's, and it's like,
See, and this is
unless it comes to Kendrick Lamar, in which case they were like, we're really sorry about To Pimp a Butterfly and Good Kid, Mad City, so here's a bunch for Damn, okay? Like, I'm really, really sorry.
that, like, I try to, like, really let things go when it comes to awards ceremonies because I do kind of think that they're frivolous. In a sense. I mean, so many people have had such amazing careers and not won a single thing for them.
Yeah.
So it really doesn't matter.
Define an artist.
It doesn't define you, yeah. But just, like, Macklemore winning Best Rap Album over Good Kid, Mad City just sticks in my craw, man. That hurts.
Actually, I think To Pimp a Butterfly won a bunch of awards. But you're right, Good Kid, Mad City got stuffed.
It hurts that the album that brought us Thrift Shop won Best Rap Album over a conceptual album about a day in the life of a kid in violent gang-riddled Compton. And it brings this, like, coming of age, but also, like, deeply, deeply dark underbelly of, like, what it means to grow up in that environment. And they gave it to I'm gonna pop some tags, only got $20 in my pocket. Are you fucked? Like, I know I'm not supposed to get invested in these things. I know I literally just said, like, you can have a great career and awards don't narrate that, but are you seriously, like, fucked? Did we listen to the same album? Well,
that's just it.
I'm not sure that we did.
Well, that's what I was talking about when it comes to a level of objectivity, right? Like, I feel like the committees on these award ceremonies, like I gotta wonder certain taste levels, I guess, right? Because like, I mean,
I'm Jeffrey Boyer Chapman. Your taste levels being brought into consideration.
Well, it's like I've seen a lot of reviews from Academy members will be published after the fact, and something that sticks in my craw is that a lot up until recently, it's gotten better, but up until recently, a lot of Academy Award reviewers won't watch Best Animated Features.
Yeah.
Just be like, this is bullshit for kids. I fucking hate this. Meanwhile, like, you got like Ghibli films and like great smaller companies making awesome animation. There's one this year that got nominated. I don't think it won. I'm drawing a blank on it. It's about these two girls. One of them's a werewolf. Okay. So it's actually an Apple TV Plus exclusive.
Okay.
Which looks amazing, and I really want to watch it. But like, you know how I feel about that. Like people writing off animation for being strictly for children and childish. I just think that's annoying.
Yeah, definitely.
And I don't like it.
And then like another Disney film won Best Animated Feature this year. It was Soul.
Okay.
Yeah, which I've heard. Then this is the thing too, right? Like it's frustrating, but the frustrating thing about award shows, and we actually have this written down as like a topic, is like when you're rooting for a certain thing to get an award, are you rooting with your heart or are you rooting with your head? Like logistically speaking, what do you actually think is going to win the category? That's what the academies are definitely thinking of when they award these things. But you just want your thing to win
naturally.
And I'm not saying that Soul didn't deserve the Oscar this year.
I heard Soul is fucking great.
I haven't watched it, but I've heard it's a fantastic film. But if there's a Disney movie in the animated category, the Disney movie almost always wins. Almost always. Yeah. It didn't a couple of years ago for something else. I forget.
Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Spider-Verse beat out Disney. When it was nominated.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think it was really up against mine. I think it was up against like Frozen 2.
I mean, like Disney does own Marvel, so like Disney owns everything. So like whatever's in the animated movie category, Disney probably owns it anyway.
Actually, technically, if you want to get fucking technical, Spider-Verse was made by a Sony Animations company.
That's true.
Because they own Spider-Man.
Right.
And they lend Spider-Man to Marvel when they play nice. Yeah.
When they play nice. Fair. Okay, cool. But like, it's just, I feel like, yeah, learning that the Academy doesn't watch all of the movies that are nominated for Oscars that year is, well, it cheapens the award, because it's like, okay, well, did you win because you had the best like cover, like the best poster art, or like what was the reasoning for this?
Yeah,
you know, that's kind of disappointing. And
I
definitely feel like they kind of just go like, oh, what did Disney submit this year? Yeah, okay,
that looks good.
Yeah, here, Frozen 2 award.
Yeah, end of the year. No, yeah, whatever. Fucking give them an award.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I heard the movie. I heard it when I was walking out of the movie. Yeah, totally. You know?
Yeah.
But on that note, do you find awards necessary? Do you think that, or better yet, let's kind of revise that question, where it's like, do you think awards need to be televised?
I don't think they need to be televised. And I think if we're gonna televise one, then let's televise a bunch more.
Sure.
Like it would be interesting to see a bunch of different industries televise their award ceremonies. I think because it garners appreciation for the work that is being done in said industry.
Right.
You know, I've mentioned like veterinarians get like awards, you know, like doctors, scientists, you know, and it's very broad, but like there's awards for like astronomy, there's awards for biochemistry, there's awards for engineering. If you broadcast the significant achievements in each industry, the general public will appreciate, or the people who aren't a part of that industry will appreciate it more as a whole.
Right.
We appreciate the, you know, arts and motion picture sciences because they broadcast their award shows every year. We appreciate musicians because we broadcast their award shows every year. So like, I think that, and like it breaks it down into categories in these like really digestible ways where it's like, okay, who made the best rap album? Who was the best actress? Who, you know, had the best hair and makeup in a movie? Blah, blah, blah. And then like you appreciate the work that each person does, that it takes to like put together a movie or an album or whatever. And I think if we broadcasted more industry award shows, then we would just appreciate everybody's jobs a lot more.
Yeah.
And I think appreciation for how much work it takes to do any given job would garner respect for the work that we all do in a day as a whole. I think it would make us better as a society. Now, this is a little utopian because you can't broadcast. If we broadcasted every single industry's award show, there would be an award show every day.
Well, yeah, it would get cluttered.
There's way too many.
Yeah.
But that's why I think like it would be nice if we could broadcast them all, but since we can't, I think that we should probably retire it.
I mean, if this year's ratings for the Oscars are any indication, I think people are just losing interest in general.
Yeah, because and like the general public can't do anything with that.
What I think that they should do if they want to broadcast more awards, like for instance, the Game Awards, just last year had almost 90 million viewers.
Yeah,
like it was a huge thing.
Yeah,
and Jeff Keighley and the organization over there who runs that, like they've done a lot to make that a very digestible show, an entertaining show, which like granted had its issues last year, but whatever. If they want to do more industry awards, they should look into live streaming them, right?
Yeah.
Broadcasting costs money, and so does live streaming for what it's worth. If you want to really live stream something professionally, no doubt there's not going to be $0.
Yeah.
But I would imagine live streaming is still a cheaper alternative. If you just like, I don't know, broadcast your awards on Twitch.
Yeah. Depends on the scope.
Well, naturally.
Depends on the scope of the live stream.
It's different for everyone.
Yeah.
But that could be an option to go to. In terms of like, should they necessarily be televised? I think that's kind of a mixed bag, right? Because what the Oscars does really well is that if you win an award, you're now an Academy Award winner, right? Which raises your clout in the industry.
Yes.
And I'll use Spider-Verse as an example. So the team that made Spider-Verse, the animation team that made Spider-Verse, was the same team that made the Emoji Movie. Right? So they had to make the Emoji Movie before they could make Spider-Verse. And now that they've made Spider-Verse, which is a fucking Academy Award winning movie, that team is now, like, Sony is going to trust this team with more animation projects.
Yeah.
I think they have one that comes out this Friday, actually.
Bigger, stronger, more important.
Something versus the aliens. I think it's coming out on Netflix. I think it's them. But it looks amazing.
Yeah.
And that's the good of the Academy Awards, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, someone gets an award, and then their clout raises, and then they go on to do cool and better things, you know?
Yeah,
like
it
that
opens doors for you.
And that's really, really great.
Yeah.
That's not universal, though, right? That doesn't happen with every single person who wins an Academy Award.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, that's sort of mixed with the blatant advertisements for all of these movies that kind of comes along with the award show. And also, like, I can't honestly say that the Academy Awards in specifics are particularly fun to watch. It's like a 3.5 hour program. It's kind of dry. You know, the host might come out, if there even is one, might come out and like make a joke, but then like the award, you know, like you're
also,
here for the award.
The type of entertainment that award shows give is very corny. Like, because they're trying to appeal to everybody.
Naturally, yeah.
So when you do that and you don't have a specific audience in mind, it's just, you get fluff.
Sure.
You know? There was a really good intro to the Oscars last year, I believe, with like Janelle Monáe, and she like came out and like, you know, sang a bunch of songs, and there were a bunch of movie references. There was like a Midsummer reference. There was like a fucking, I don't know, like a Star is Born reference, I think, or something like that. And that was really cool. But the humor is just very like, haha, like, here's a joke about this person.
Yeah. Movies!
Yeah, movies!
Yeah.
Seth MacFarlane did that, like, I Saw Your Boobs song.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot that he asked to host the Oscars.
So, like, I'm no prude, but, like, come on. Are you 7?
Well, there was a big... He caused a lot of controversy when he came and did his, because no one really wanted him to do it.
Yeah.
And then he did it, and then it was fine. I don't know. I remember that year.
I don't remember it being, like, bad, but it wasn't, like, Billy Crystal.
You gotta vet all your fucking jokes anyway, right?
Yeah.
Like, Seth MacFarlane's gonna come out on stage and do a bit that he didn't tell anyone he was gonna do.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, okay, on that note, actually, what do you think of hosts in the Oscars? Do you think the Oscars should have a host?
It would be nice.
I personally, when they took it away a couple years ago, didn't miss it at all.
Yeah?
No, I thought, I don't know. Most of the time, like you just said, the host comes out, makes a corny joke, and is like,
Yeah.
anyway, here's the award.
I mean, it's nice to have an anchor to move you, like, transition you from one thing to the next.
Sure.
But... yeah, no, it's not hurting without a host.
They should let the Muppets host the Oscars.
That would be awesome.
A lot of people on Twitter want that.
That would be awesome.
And I think that's
Are
a
you
great
kidding?
idea. It'd
Yeah.
be so funny.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the fucking guys up in the peanut gallery, like,
Yeah.
making fun of every award winner?
Yeah.
It'd be hilarious.
That would be so good. See, stuff like that, if they would just, like, loosen up a little bit.
It's a goof off a little, you know?
Yeah, chill
Understand
out.
the pageantry and the ridiculousness of this program in the first place.
Yeah.
And just sort of roll with it, you know?
Yeah.
Lean into it a little bit more.
Yeah. But then you have people like, this isn't the Oscars, but Tina Fey and Amy Poehler have hosted the Golden Globes like 3 or 4 times now, and they always crush it.
Yeah.
Like, they're so reliable and so good
True.
that,
Well, they're also, like, possibly 2 of the funniest women alive.
yeah.
And that helps.
Yeah. And there's 2 of them. Like, it helps that there's something to bounce off of. Like,
Totally.
things, you can do more things with 2 people than just, like, one person.
Like, didn't, like, Jimmy Kimmel host the Oscars, like, 3 years in a row?
I don't know if he did it 3 years in a row, but he has... or no, that was the Golden Globes. I think he did the Golden Globes.
No, he hosted the Oscars.
Did he?
Do you remember? Because he brought in, like, the crowd from the outside and that, like, bit from his show, I guess.
Yeah, no, he,
And
like...
then Denzel Washington had to be like, okay, so this is awkward as hell. So he stood up and was like, y'all want some pictures and autographs? Like, anyway, everyone in here didn't see this coming. And no one, the regular people coming in here obviously didn't think there was going to be a room full of fucking celebrities.
Yeah.
So...
yeah.
it's like, let's make this less awkward. And like a bunch of people got up and like took pictures with them and like shook their hands and said hello. But I specifically remember Denzel being like, okay.
I gotta go be Denzel, I guess.
I guess I'll go talk to the normies, everyone. Leave it to me. Leave it to me. Yeah.
Not the normies. Oh man, that's the other thing too, is that like the Oscars are such a like royals coming out and like looking down on all of us from their stoop and being like, hello, yes, I'm beautiful and accomplished. Celebrate me some
Love
more.
me.
I've already achieved so much and I just need to be celebrated just a little bit more, you puny human. Fuck you all.
Yeah.
You know? And I don't appreciate it.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, like I get where that sentiment comes from, but I don't believe that everyone feels that way. I
No,
mean,
it's just me.
Whether or not it comes, no, not you specifically. I mean, the people at the Oscars. Like, I don't think, I think Bradley Cooper coming out like, yes, the
a
peons.
little bit, yeah. A little bit, yeah.
The peons.
I get that
me.
from Bradley Cooper. I do. I do.
Yeah.
I pick that up a little bit. If you had said Brad Pitt, I'd be like, yeah, Brad Pitt wants to be left alone.
Well, Brad Pitt he's just happy to be here.
He's just glad that he like cheated on Jennifer Aniston with Angelina Jolie, and then broke up with didn't break up, like got divorced from Angelina Jolie, and is just like happy that nobody hates him.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, he, like, a little off topic, but he is an amazing producer.
Yeah.
And a very good actor.
Yeah.
Like, Brad Pitt is like, he's got the body of like a chiseled superstar, but the chops of a character actor.
Yeah.
Like, he's really, really great at acting.
Yeah. Yeah. But, yeah, no, I don't like the whole, like, I'm so great, and I did something so great, and I'm gonna celebrate how great I am. Na 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 na. I hate it.
But if you were nominated for an Oscar,
I would quietly celebrate.
you would
because
rock
I'm
that
humble.
one way, going, let me, award.
That's how I'm gonna, like, do my first
Yeah,
award show.
you're gonna vogue down.
I'm awesome. I'm gonna wear a dress, and I wanna be celebrated.
And
And
everyone's
I'm
like,
so great.
What the fuck is her problem? Is that Sam Mercury over there?
Sam, can you talk? It's the CU News. Can you talk to us for a second? Be like, sure thing. I'm so good. Movie is great. I hope I win. I'm really pretty. I'm Sam Mercury. I hope everybody likes me. They're like, thank you, Sam.
Yeah.
Thank you,
And
Sam.
that was Sam Mercury on the runway. Now to the ghost of Joan Rivers, you know, like. she haunts the red carpet, right?
Oh my god, yeah. And now to the ghost of Joan Rivers.
I don't know.
Joan Rivers is like, what was that negress just talking about on the runway?
did you
I don't
just say?
understand. Oh, she would totally call me the N-word. Oh my
really?
god. The ghost, if Joan Rivers was dead, if she was a ghost, you have no consequences if you're a ghost. She would call me the N-word up and down and all around the red carpet.
Was Joan Rivers
No
known
holds
for
barred.
her, like, controversial racial opinions?
Yes. That's why when she died, all the black people were like, fine.
I actually did not know. I straight up did not know that.
Yeah, no, like in her old age, she got more and more overtly racist.
That's so crazy. I mean, because
There's like footage of her like leaving an airport, and a paparazzi asks her about some criticism, like some backlash that she was facing for like using a slur or like using derogatory language on like a fashion police or something. And she proceeds to tell like a fucking anti-Semitic joke with the N-word in it. And I was like,
oh wow,
holy shit, Joan. You're just gonna dive right in. You're just gonna like fucking nosedive into the racist anti-Semitic pool.
She's about to dive in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about that. I mean, I'll be honest, when she died, she was nothing but celebrated on all of my social like avenues. There's like a lot of people being like, yeah, Joan Rivers she had a long career in comedy and she was great. Like I'm not kidding. Like I'm not even trying to blow smoke up your ass. I saw zero criticism of Joan Rivers after she died. Like,
are you sure you follow Black Twitter?
I mean,
Are you
I do.
Confident?
I mean, again, like it was also like a day, right? It was like she died and there was like some buzz and it moved on, right? Like,
yeah, no, a lot of people were like, I don't give a shit about that lady.
right.
She was the worst. She was miserable and refused to own up to anything wrong.
Well, she was like, her whole thing was criticizing people. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
she was
maybe?
she
Like,
was like,
I'm
a, she
actually
was like
asking.
a mean comic. She was like a roast comic.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, well, there you go. There's
And then
that.
later in her career, she and her daughter were on a show called Fashion Police. I think with like Sharon Osbourne too, which is just a bunch of old ladies griping about too short dresses on
Bickering
red
at people.
carpets. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But
You learn something new every day.
yeah, no, award shows being important, not caring. It's the pandemic. I don't care.
Right.
Like, I'm glad that you won an award for something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that your career can advance because, you know, you were nominated or you won or whatever.
And most people who are nominated deserve the nomination.
Yeah.
You could say that.
And like awards
you
do
know?
the same thing in all industries, which, like you said earlier, increase your clout.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, good for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, get it if you want it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Do I think the Oscars should happen? Sure.
yeah.
Do I really need to watch them every year? Like, honestly, no.
Do they need to be reported to me? Well, maybe, because we're in the entertainment industry and like it matters to us, but
Yeah.
it doesn't need to be like a general interest
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Really okay.
Well, because like I said, like because it's so heavily televised and because so many people watch it, like it's more about the advertisements, really.
Yeah.
It's more about like getting more followers on fucking Instagram, which is like, again, take what I have a hard time expressing how I'm feeling because like I don't necessarily think that's overtly negative, but I also don't think that's 100% positive either.
Yeah.
Like it's just kind of like if it were to go away, I really wouldn't miss it. I should hope that if it was not to be televised, they wouldn't stop doing the awards.
Yeah.
I feel
and that
like
they would matter any less.
like that's dumb. I don't want that to happen. The awards should still happen.
Yeah.
It's just whether or not they're televised. I could really take or leave. To be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah. Straight up.
Do you have any aspirations to win any kind of award, be it like Academy Award, Grammy, Emmy, Tony, whatever?
It would be nice. Mm-hmm. It would be nice.
I think I did at one point.
Yeah.
I don't think I do anymore.
No, I definitely did at one point. When I was younger, I definitely wanted to like win an Oscar or a Grammy. But I just know that it's really not the end all be all.
It's also like a very particular career path, right?
Yeah.
Like it's, if you and I really wanted to win an Oscar, like we wouldn't be living here in Ontario right now, right? We'd probably move to where you can win an Oscar and try to get in fucking movies and shit, right?
Yeah.
When I was in school, I think I had a lot of aspirations to be like, I'm going to be an actor and I'm going to win like best actor. It'll be great.
Yeah, it's how we all start.
But since I've kind of matured since then, I'm just really content with, in terms of like my current career path. Like if I could live in my house and speak into microphones and draw cartoons, like that'd be enough for me.
Yeah.
Because I think it can be healthy to have a drive, but I think like specifically wanting to get an award and having that be like your anchor for success can be slippery. It's a slippery slope.
Yeah. It also like it's very shallow because it's likely not going to happen. It's such a lofty aspiration.
Oh, it's
I'm
like
not saying
literally,
it's impossible.
It's 1 in a million. It's very low.
It's very low. A lot of factors determine whether or not you get an award, and a lot of them have nothing to do with how well you acted or sang or produced anything. It's very lofty, and I'm not saying people shouldn't dream big, but it's also like if you get it, where do you go from there?
What do you mean?
Like, what are you gonna do if you get it then?
The Oscar?
Yeah.
Win another Oscar.
Like, do you stop? Like,
yeah, sure.
I can definitely see like someone, works for 30 years, like networking and, perfecting their craft and really honing their craft and working so hard specifically to get an Oscar. Okay, you get the Oscar.
Congratulations.
Now what? Your entire life has been about getting a physical object.
You retire. Who knows, man? I don't know.
Like, and then what? I just think that aspiring to awards is
dangerous.
Is dangerous.
Yeah, because you'll find yourself, like you just said, in a creatively moot because you've done the things that you need to do specifically to win an award, and then now you've won the award. But like we also just said, like, give this theoretical person the benefit of the doubt. I like to hope that on your journey to win an Oscar, you maybe find fulfillment in other things, where it's like maybe you fall in love with the making of movies and then like, the craft you pursued and like you won an Oscar and now it's like, okay, great, I got this Oscar, but like what really makes me happy is just working on this stuff, We're assuming this theoretical hypothetical person is healthy. And not hyper fixated on a little gold statue,
Yeah, but I think that there's a lot of unhealthy people out there who do hyper fixate on getting that trophy. And once they get it, it's like, okay, now what? or they completely discredit getting one. You know, you're like, oh, like a lot of people who have received Oscars, I want to punch them because they're like, yeah, I did it, and then it was done. Well, like it's not a big deal. And I'm like over here dying to be a working actor, let alone an award-winning working actor. And here you are saying that the highest award you can achieve on this continent in the craft is like nothing.
The highest honor.
I'm like, shut up.
Because it's it's like you just said earlier. Like for a lot of people, I think the Oscars and actors included, to consider it like a horse and pony show.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, oh great, I got to wear a cool suit and I got a little gold statue and like it's going right there.
Once you see it, once you have it, and you're like,
that's on the shelf now.
It may as well literally be this like pink flamingo up here,
You put it next to your fucking Little League soccer awards.
Yeah.
And you're like,
I got it.
These are the same.
I got one.
Actually, it's funny because I feel like as a couple of actors, we can speak to this. I don't know about you, but my parents, I think for a long time, pretty much assumed that if I was to be an actor, like to get to Hollywood, to be in movies, to win awards is my goal, right? And it is quite literally anything but.
Yeah.
I don't really want to be famous, you know? I just want to be an artist. I think being famous comes with a lot of shit that I would not be able to handle mentally, to be perfectly candid with you all.
Yeah.
And that's great and all. I also, you know, like, like I said, it's a very specific career path, you know?
Yeah.
Like, if I really, really wanted to, like, be in movies and win an Oscar, I probably should have done that, like, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, when I was 21 and, like, move to a different city and try something out, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not too late. I don't believe in the notion of too late, especially when it comes to art. But, you know, you don't have a leg up if you're not doing this thing, right?
Yeah. A lot of award-winning artists have like a thing. They're either too old or they're too young. They're the oldest or the youngest to do something. You know, it's like, oh, wow, look at Frances McDormand. She's old and she's still like doing weird shit. Isn't that kooky? Let's, you know, bring her to award shows. She's the best. Or it's like, how many times can we nominate Glenn Close and not give her an acting award? Let's find out. Or, you know, Marseille Martin, youngest ever producer, or executive producer on a movie. She's 15, you know, youngest or oldest. There's no like the best 36-year-old something, you know?
Yeah, sure.
There isn't one. It's just not true.
But how about your experience with that? Did your mom ever have like loftier expectations for you than you had for yourself?
Not in regards to acting, no.
Well, that's good.
No. Because she doesn't know.
Well, I also had to tell my parents. I had to be like, hey guys, you realize that I'm probably not going to win an Academy Award, right?
Yeah.
Like I really had to be like I am more than likely not going to have the kind of career
that you think
that I would get to the Academy Awards.
Yeah.
Like that is not an attainable. That's not in my reach.
No. Well, especially if we stay in Canada, it's impossible.
Well, just about.
It's impossible. But I just think like my mom's like, okay, as long as it's something that doesn't make you miserable and you want to work really hard at it, go for it. You know, like just make something of yourself. My mom doesn't want me to be rich. She just wants me to be well.
She doesn't want you to be a bum. Yeah.
Yeah. She doesn't want me to be suffering.
That's fair.
So, she's like, as long as you're not suffering, as long as you think that you can make it work, then kerchow.
Kerchow?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good job, kid. But yeah, no. It would be nice to win like a big shiny award for something because it does also mean that like, you know, your industry respects what you do or
you're being recognized for your work.
Supposed to mean. Yeah. And to me, like the Oscars or awards like the Oscars are for awarding people who have gone above and beyond the expectation of what you can do with this craft.
Right.
You know? Therefore, like, you know, Moonlight won Best Picture because it took a demographic, being Black gay men, and told its story in a way that hadn't been seen before, using techniques that elevated the craft of filmmaking to a new level that nobody could see coming. That Barry Jenkins did see coming, and giving it Best Picture is a celebration of that.
Definitely, yeah.
Which I appreciate and like love to know about. However, just because Barry Jenkins did that and got an Oscar for it doesn't mean that other people aren't going to do it in other ways.
Sure.
You know, like plenty of people are doing things that, you know, highlight the experience of Black gay men and aren't getting awards for it. It doesn't mean that it's bad. It doesn't mean that Barry Jenkins does it the best. It just means that they didn't get an award for it.
That's a good point.
It's very weird that in that way.
Well, especially because you and I, a couple of people who are local artists who also know lots of local artists, where it's like, I've been to theater shows that like 80 odd people have seen that like blew my fucking mind. Yeah. And was like, this deserves to be viewed by thousands of people. Yeah. And it won't ever be. You know? Yeah. And like, that kind of disillusions you, I think, because like, I've gone to then watch movies that cover similar subject matters and have been like, this doesn't do as good as a job. It doesn't illustrate the point in the same way that that like tiny little show did. Yeah. And it just kind of makes you think about like fame and accolades where it's like, what does this mean? It's like, yeah, sure, this person did this, but a lot of circumstantial things happened for it to
grow to the scale that it grew to.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and like all I want to do with my art, and like I've said this a million times, I just want to tell stories about people who are otherwise overlooked in society.
Yeah.
And if I can do that, and I can like raise awareness to like 5 more people,
right,
then I feel like I will have done my job.
There you go.
Because you can't change the entire world by yourself.
No, that's impossible.
But you can change 5 people's worlds, and then they can carry that on and change 5 other people's worlds, and then like everything gets better.
Yeah.
And I just feel like the world of accolades and award shows perpetuates this idea that it takes one person to do that.
Right.
And that's simply not true. And we tend to forget that when we get caught up in the glitz and the glam and the, the recognition. It's like, wow, wouldn't it be so nice to do something so impactful and be recognized for it in such a major way? It's the biggest bouquet of flowers you can ever receive for doing something that you perceive to be good.
Right.
And we all want that. And I think that's why we watch award shows. But me as an artistic person, that's not how I wish to express my appreciation for the things that artists achieve with their work, is like these grandiose, gestures with gold statues that we attribute meaning to. And, has only like grown over time, over years and years and years of doing it over and over and over again. I would rather just see the change that the artist was trying to attain in the world. I would rather see that take hold than have a glitzy award show once a year.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because it's really easy to award something for being progressive, for being, specific to a certain crowd. Yeah. It's really easy to look at this and go, wasn't this great? And then do nothing about it.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas because giving an award to a movie that addresses an issue isn't addressing the issue.
Yeah.
Right? Sure, it helps shine a light on the issue, and I feel like there's been tons of examples of movies that have actually changed people's minds on things.
Yeah.
But that's still, in my opinion, a fraction of the people who probably watched the movie.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah.
How many friggin' people went to go see Moonlight and still left? Like, gay people are weird.
Well, I was just about to, I can't believe you brought this up. Like, I was just about to say, Moonlight tells this beautiful story about Black gay love amongst men. And, seeing that play out on the screen did a lot of good things.
Yeah.
But did it do anything to change the way that Black gay men are treated in society?
Likely not.
A little bit, but not 100%. That's because that is on us in a way. It's our responsibility as the consumers to then take that and learn from that and do better. I'm not saying it's all on, it doesn't fall on Barry Jenkins. It's not Barry Jenkins' fault.
Come on, Barry. Jesus. Beale Street was great.
It's just Moonlight can win Best Picture, but it winning Best Picture does not mean that everything is better for Black gay men now.
Of course not. I mean, I think it's let's be fair. I think it's disingenuous to say, I think you mean this as well, that the movie had zero impact, right? It definitely had an impact.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all.
Of course.
I'm just saying that when things
win
awards,
solve the problem.
when things win awards, it's congratulations, you illustrated your point well enough that the world is different now. That's how I feel about things winning award shows and the way that people react to these things winning these awards. I'm sorry, I'm not illustrating my point very well. I'm belittling the impact that Moonlight had. I did think that Moonlight was very impactful. I think that it changed a lot of minds. It's a very, very important movie. And if you haven't seen it, I swear to fucking God.
It's on Netflix.
Please go watch it.
Yeah. It's one of the best movies I've ever seen.
But I feel like when these, I'm using Moonlight as an example, when movies win an award show or win an award, especially something that's as different and subversive to the white, heterosexual, heteronormative, cisgendered, norm that Best Pictures tend to have, we think, well, that's solved now. And it's no. No, an award doesn't fix the world.
No.
Giving it an award doesn't fix the world. You're looking to these award shows to fix the world's problems, and it's not going to do that. You still have to act.
That's an interesting perspective. It's funny because I never really thought of that myself personally. I've never turned to awards please tell me how to feel. But at the same time, you know what? How many winners of awards make big speeches about political unrest and issues social issues and stuff, right?
That's kind of what is underlying all of the major, wins in award seasons. Whenever whenever a marginalized person from a marginalized community wins a huge award like an Oscar or a Grammy or an Emmy or a Golden Globe, we say like, oh wow, like this has opened a door. Halle Berry famously like bawled her eyes out when she won Best Actress for Monsters Ball like back in like the early 2000s, because she was the first Black actress to win Best Actress. Wow. Halle Berry for Monsters Ball. She's the first one.
There's so many firsts nowadays. And I'm like, 94 of these, 93 and 94 of these damn ceremonies, and it's getting the first one. Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great. Like I'm happy, but it's just kind of like
that's way too recent. Halle Berry for Monsters Ball is way too recent for the first Black actress.
Sure.
That was like the 70-something Academy Award. It's ridiculous. So when these things happen, people tend to be like, it's fixed now, and it's like, no. The Oscars don't fix the world.
Yeah, like someone ran out into the streets, like with the newspaper, like, did you read? Halle Berry won an Oscar. There's no more racism. We won. We did it.
That's not.
Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya. You know, like, and everyone's dancing in the streets.
Yeah. You know? And they're like, Moonlight. You know, and because Moonlight beat La La Land, which is like pretty white. It's a musical about a white actress and a white jazz musician falling in love. It's like pretty fucking white.
Oh, it's very white.
It's great. It's a great movie.
I really like La La Land.
Pretty white.
Yeah.
Something like Moonlight, which is like blackity black, blacky, and gay, like triumphing over La La Land in this major way. We think like, oh my God, this is incredible. Things are going to get so much easier for Black gay men now.
We beat the whites!
Because Moonlight won Best Picture. And it's like, it's a major accomplishment. But it's not going to fix everything, you know? And you're treating it like it is. And it's like, no, it winning the award doesn't fix anything, but it winning the award and people saying, wow, a movie like Moonlight can win Best Picture. Moonlight, out of all of the Oscars are saying that out of all the movies, this movie about two Black gay men was the best out of all of the movies that year. And you're supposed to take that and be like, wow. So I guess my homophobic views and racist views about Black gay men are a little unfounded. And then you start acting better.
Sure.
We have to do that part.
Right.
You know? That's what Barry Jenkins really wants.
But you know what it is though? Like the thing, and it's kind of talking about movies now as opposed to just like awards. But like while we're on this topic, I think that's a very ideal notion of like you go watch a movie that's drenched in social commentary and you take something from it and apply it to your life, right? Yeah. That's something that you're like you just said, I'm pretty sure Barry Jenkins wants that.
Yeah.
Right? There are way more people, and I mean way more people who don't watch movies for that.
Yeah.
Who literally go to see movies because they want to see moving images on a screen enter their eyeballs. Yeah. Right? And they go see a movie like Moonlight and go, that was a good movie, and like that's the end of it, right?
Yeah.
And like that, see, I guess that's the issue, you know, to tie back to awards. Like, you're right. I feel like there's a lot of high horse riding when it comes to the Academy Awards and the academic science awards. You know what I mean? Like, in terms of like all of the awards.
The Nobel Prizes have this attached to them.
The EGOT, whatever. You know what I mean? Where, you know, it's very like, good on us. Yeah. Good on us, you know? We did, so we made a difference. And yeah, you did. Yeah. You probably changed the lives of a lot of people.
Yeah.
But you certainly can't pretend like you solved the issue.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what you're getting at.
Yes.
Am I right there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You succinctly summed up what my hamster brain was trying to churn out.
Well, there was at one point where like I saw the, like, when you get excited, I don't know if you noticed this, but when you get excited, you tend to talk in circles.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you did this thing and this thing and this and this and it's again, you know? So I was trying to be like, so this is what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Of course.
It makes this podcast listenable.
It's the least I could do. Dream big, Sam. We've got 7 minutes left on this podcast. How would you win every single major entertainment award? The EGOT, the elusive EGOT.
Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony.
Yeah.
Like, how would I go about doing it?
Yeah, like for I'll lay my path out, right? So like my career path, you know, guys, become a famous voice actor. Like I just said, I don't want to be famous, but become a voice actor. Famous for his voice, not his face, so I can go out in public. And make a animated series that is really beloved, right? That animated series wins Emmys. Right? And Golden Globes, whatever.
Gotcha.
For animation. Like, great. That's how I got the E, you know? Then it culminates, the series finale culminates in a film. Like a lot of animated series do. It'll end in like a movie. So you make a movie about the series, right? And that movie wins an Oscar, right? And then the animated series is such a hit that it gets a stage production, which is a musical. So it wins a Tony and then a Grammy for Best Theater Album.
Okay.
And that's how I'm going to win the EGOT one day, guys.
You're going to win the EGOT.
And I would say right now.
Oh, I support that.
It's not going to happen. I don't even terribly want that to happen. That is not in my wheelhouse. Like, that's not a goal of mine whatsoever.
I hope you get the series finished one day.
One day.
That's my hope for you.
And I'll be happy because my mom will think it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. I kind of want to go the Whoopi Goldberg route, which is like have a successful show. For her, it was a one-woman show that kind of like was her big break. But I'd love like a successful theater show, get a Tony, and then the movie offers start rolling in because my performance was so moving that I get movie offers and I cross over into movies successfully, get an Oscar.
There you go.
And then I move down into television, and everybody thinks that I'm like, taking a hit.
You're like 45, 50,
But that
like,
TV show is like Game of Thrones.
You come out with like Breaking
iconic.
Bad. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like iconic. Like one of the best TV shows of all time. And everybody is like, have you seen that TV show that Sam Mercury's on? Isn't that the girl from blah, 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 blah? Yeah, but like, listen, I know it's a TV show, but like, you gotta watch it. Like one of those shows,
Yeah.
Yeah. Emmy. And then maybe some kind of like spoken word Grammy.
Wow,
really? Not much, or maybe I don't know. Maybe I pop up on like a single,
right?
Like an Ariana Grande single.
You do.
And it gets nominated for a Grammy, and I get a Grammy by association.
You do like the Childish Gambino thing, where he like asks you to do like a little jokey thing at the end of one of his songs, like Tina Fey did.
Yeah.
And you come out and you do like we're in here. It's rapping. We're good. Like kind of thing, and like you're associated with that song.
Yeah.
So like if your name's on a project, and the project wins an award. You won that award. It's like
when Blue Ivy got a Grammy. It's like
exactly.
She got a Grammy for Brown Skin Girl.
Yeah.
It's Beyonce's Grammy, but like it's also Blue Ivy's
The
Grammy.
fucking water boy gets an NFL Super Bowl ring, right?
Yeah.
And you know what? He deserves it. He's on the team. He's on the team. He did stuff. Fuck off.
Yeah.
So yeah, if I got my name on a project and that project wins an award, well, damn it, I won that fucking award too. I got a little goddamn gold statue. I got one of those little Seven Dwarfs awards.
Counts.
Do you ever see that?
No.
The award. So when Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs came out, there wasn't a category for Best Animated Feature.
Yeah.
Because it was like the first one.
Yeah.
And that's not true. But regardless, it wasn't.
It kind of was though.
It's one of the first animated like feature-length films.
Yeah. Snow White was, I think, Disney's first full-length feature.
It birthed the princess, the Disney princess. She's the first one.
Yeah.
Her name is Snow White. Anyway, so the movie is a phenomenon, and it's a very good movie. I like Snow White. It's obviously aged weird, but like the Academy wanted to recognize it, so they made a special Oscar for the animating team, and it's a regular size Oscar and then 7 tiny Oscars.
Oh,
yeah,
cute.
And so I guess whoever, I'm sure that's in like Disney's archives at this point on like a shelf somewhere.
Yeah,
their pile of Oscars. Not that they have that many.
Yeah, they're like treasure trove.
Have you seen the 7th tiny Oscar? Yeah, I think I got buried with the rest of them. Damn it. I found it in the Golden Globe box.
I just didn't.
Do you mind throwing those out? Like,
I don't want to look for it. It's like, are you done with this crap? Like, it just takes up so much space. All of these awards. God.
Throw it in the award room. You open up a door and it's just like, whew, like a giant pile. Yeah. Like, you ever seen that episode of SpongeBob where Squidward tries a Krabby Patty for the first time?
No.
So Squidward tries a Krabby Patty for the first time and gets obsessed with it because they're delicious. And then he sneaks into the Krusty Krab late at night to eat all of them in like a big safe they have. And I imagine that's what Disney's Oscar room looks like. You open it up and it's just like a Scrooge McDuck style sea of Oscars.
Yeah.
That like the corpse of Walt Disney dives into and swims around in.
And that's how they're maintaining him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how he gets his energy back. He absorbs it all from the Oscar hype.
Won. Yeah.
So he's still kicking around somewhere in the gallows of Disney.
He's like that. The park. He's like that like eyeball that shows up in the trash compactor in Star Wars. except it's a pile full of like Oscars and Grammys and fucking
all of the
awards that they're gonna melt down one day to like
they're gonna take all of the awards, melt it down into a gold suit of armor that they're gonna put Walt Disney's soul in.
Like Full Metal Alchemist.
Yes. To bring him back to life. Because the world needs Walt. The world needs him.
When a third of the U.S. sinks into the ocean because of climate change, they're gonna melt down all of Walt Disney's Oscars into a suit of armor to help him save the Earth.
Exactly.
And that's how human civilization is gonna carry on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They'll use all the technology they've done of real engineers who make actual real Iron Man suits.
Yeah.
And then take the melted gold and
that's
turn
why they
it
bought
into an Iron Man
Marvel
suit.
so that they could steal Stan Lee's.
John Favreau, it's the long con. They were like, this a whole plan rests on your shoulders, John.
Yeah. But to wrap it up, because we got a minute left, awards, they do dictate, where the industry is moving. So
they're influential.
It's a good sort of cultural bookmark to have award shows. And for what it's worth, people who go above and beyond to advance the craft of filmmaking and television deserve to be recognized. Mm-hmm. So, that it's worth having.
Yeah.
But as a whole, don't get caught up in awards. Just focus on being good at what you do and do it well, and you will have the same effect.
Understand that it's not the be-all and end-all of everything.
Yeah.
And there's actors and filmmakers who don't even think that themselves.
Yeah.
And the people in the industry don't think that.
Yeah.
That us as the fucking normies really ought to not as well.
And for what it's worth, I'm not going to go into this too much, but you can win an award, you can win the award and then have a shit career after.
That happens.
That also happens.
Oh, yeah.
You win the award and then your career tanks.
I don't want to name anyone because I think that's kind of rude.
Yeah.
But there's been actors who have won Best Supporting, Oscars, lead Oscars, and then disappear off the face of the planet. But you know what? Maybe that was their goal. Maybe they're one of those people who are like, I won an Oscar, and now into the shadows I go.
I'm done.
Just disappear.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Grain of salt. Mm-hmm. Ultimately, take awards with a grain of salt.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. They're nice. They're not the be-all, end-all.
And the Academy Award for where to find our podcast goes to
Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcasts, and YouTube.
And Podbean.
It's a four-way tie?
Four-way.
Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcasts,
Podbean, YouTube.
Five-way tie.
A five-way. It's a five-way.
Hey.
You can find our podcast anywhere you have five ways. At your local Denny's. Thank you so much for listening to the Toastpot Podcast. We upload every Tuesday at 3 p.m. on YouTube and a little bit earlier on streaming services on the same day. If you like this, share it with your friends. Listen to it with your friends. If you're driving somewhere in a long place, put it on with your friends. Tell them you're going to listen to this. You're going to fucking listen to this.
Make them listen to it.
Drive around in a roundabout and don't stop until you finish the episode.
That's what we should do for a promo. Just drive around in a roundabout blasting the podcast for a full 24 hours.
How many rotations in that roundabout do you think that we could do before someone calls the cops on us?
Honestly, probably 4.
No way.
Not that many.
No, way
Not
more than
many.
that.
8?
Full rotation. I think we could do 100.
I don't think so.
I think because first of all, we'd have to do it enough that people would notice that we're doing it.
Yeah.
And then they would have to call the cops. So I didn't think about roundabouts aren't huge.
Yeah. But it also takes people a long time. And when someone's just on their way to somewhere, they don't think to look and be like, oh, well, that person's doing that one action repetitively a lot.
So we could do 3,000 before someone knows. Listen to 3 episodes of the podcast.
I guess.
Just like you should be doing. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
See you next week.
See you next week.